Dope, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
Naruto Uzumaki, son of Kushina and Minato. He was destined for more than just greatness. He was born with an immeasurable, untamed power that kept people away from him. This power was potent and out of control. Even though the boy was only around 6, he was more gifted than anyone close to his age. Naruto's intellect was truly something that had to be witnessed in person. He had the thought process of a veteran Kage. The boy was seen walking towards the gate of the village. The guards obviously try and stop him, but Naruto vanishes from their sight. They then see him far away, disappearing into the forest. They run after him, but no tracks are left behind at all. Deep within a cave, Naruto appears. The masked figure inside tries to attack him, but it's blocked, and his chains are disarmed by Naruto. Well, I'll be damned. The relic of the Warring States period is really alive down here. But who can truly call what you're doing living? Who are you, boy? Naruto walks by the masked figure as he would then fall to the ground bleeding. Madara is shocked. But then, he sees the flower-like dojutsu residing within the boy's eyes. That dojutsu, do you truly believe it could do any harm to me? Well, considering it increases my speed and strength to be able to take down whoever this is, I think I can compete with the Sharingan. But it seems you no longer even possess those eyes. So how can you sense me? Madara was about to answer before the masked figure slams his blades into Naruto. Naruto looks down at him, but suddenly he changes into Black Zetsu. As I said, you can't win here. Anyway, Madara, I'd like to make you an offer. Later that night, Naruto then returns to the Leaf Village, surprising the guards who stood there. He walks past them as if nothing even happened. Such simpletons. Naruto then goes to eat a bowl of ramen, as this is where he's joined by Iruka Sensei, who scolds him for leaving as he was worried about Naruto. He tells Naruto multiple search parties were sent out for him, but they died trying to find him. Hearing this, Naruto looks at Iruka with a serious expression. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I was worried about you, Naruto. Naruto then apologizes again before finishing his meal. After this is when he heads to another building within the Leaf Village. He knocks on the window, and Danzo would open it up. Ah, Naruto Uzumaki. Have you come back for more training? What does it take to be a member of the Anbu? Well, it takes more than just strength. It's intelligence, stealth, and all sorts of things. I see. Well, I'll be joining soon. I don't think you truly understand, Naruto. The boy stands up, placing his hand on his face. Lord Danzo, I've gained the strength of my tail beast, and it will allow me to become more useful to you. That's impossible. You are but a child. There's no way that beast would listen to you. Naruto's eyes would turn red, shocking Danzo, who stands up, but they immediately fade back to blue. No need to be so cautious when you have the power to stop me. Yes, you are right. Naruto jumps down from the building and begins heading home. The next day, he walks around the Uchiha clan compound, and many would stare and try to get him to leave, but Naruto ignores all of them. He tries to go into their main hall, but he was stopped and pushed away by Fugaku, who tells him to leave before he gets himself hurt. Naruto makes eye contact with them and sighs. Fine. As Naruto walks away, Itachi would walk up. The two would converse for a moment before heading inside the building. And Fugaku begins to explain the tablet and the history of their clan. Itachi watches the pattern of his father's eyes change. The Mangekyo Sharingan. Yes, my son. Father, may I ask you a question? What will our people do if the leaf sees us as a threat and wants to get rid of us? We will have to fight. I don't believe that's the correct approach. What do you mean, my son? The Uchiha are known for their strength. Yes. But I believe that's why we're still here. We're in this position because we have never changed our ways. Father, I believe we should prepare to depart from this place and start our own village. Itachi, what you're suggesting is crazy. It's treason. There's no possible way we can pull it off. We'll be hunted down. No, father. Not if we utilize the Nine Tails as a distraction. We'll be able to get far away. The village won't be able to stop the beast without us, and the third Hokage has grown far from his prime. Fugaku thinks about it, and as he says he needs more time to discuss what his son has just told him, Itachi tells his father not to bring up this topic because he doesn't want anyone to know that this was his idea. Fugaku understands, as this could be the end of their clan, and there's no need for a child to bear this type of burden. Itachi heads from the room and walks off, as now we see Naruto exiting the compound as he returns home. The next day, as Naruto sits in his apartment and waits, well, he heads out in the afternoon to the compound of the Nara clan. This was regular for Naruto, as he goes to the home of Shukaku, and there was a chessboard set up with Shikamaru there as well. The two boys begin to play, with the older man watching. The game continues on, with Naruto clearly winning. Shikaku then gives advice to his son. Be wary of your king. He needs to be protected in order to keep the game going. Naruto then begins to laugh, and Shukaku questions this. What a foolish ideal. The king. Why does he sit back and let those he calls his soldiers fight and die for him? By the time the battle would get to the king, it is already over. I don't like those ideals, and I will not follow them. This game needs a king who will move into action, leading his soldiers into battle, instead of watching them. Naruto moves the king, putting Shikamaru in checkmate. What a risky play, but you managed to pull it off. Naruto then stands up, telling them both, well, he thanks them for their time as he heads out. Shikamaru picks up the chess piece that represents the king. Father, what would happen if the king always led the way Naruto talked about it? It's hard to say. That battle would always be unpredictable. A king would have to be strong for this strategy to work. Someone like the god Shinobi could be the king in this type of style. However, I don't think this world will see another being like that. Naruto walks throughout the village and notices something. At night, he would head to his apartment as someone was already there waiting on him. It was Obito. What do you need me to do? Go ahead and represent yourself as Madara to the Uchiha clan and assist them in attacking the village. Make sure that they escape to a safe location so that they can be useful to me in the future. It won't be easy, but I'll make sure they get away. Obito then warps away as Naruto continues his own operations from the shadows. He primarily focuses on his own training and as he does his research as well. He begins to experiment more and more with his powers as a Jinchuriki. Months begin to go by as the Leaf's leaders begin to show caution towards the Uchiha clan and don't rely on them as much. On the night before the attack, the children of the clan are taken away by a masked man and moved to a different location. The next night, as Naruto sat in his apartment, he was captured by the masked man. From one side of the leaf, the fox emerges, swiping its paws down, knocking buildings down. The leaf shinobi are dispatched, and because of the chaos that the beast causes, the Uchiha clan is able to escape. The Nine Tails destroys many of the buildings, including the main house for the Hyuga, and many houses for the Yamanaka clan, and even some of the Nara clan houses. The beast was about to launch a tail beast bomb, and Hiruzen was preparing to lay down his life to defend his home. But this is when a shinobi near him pointed down towards the ground. Hiruzen looked down to see Naruto limping towards the tail beast while dripping blood. What is he doing? He's crazy. Chains from Naruto's back then wrap around the beast, fixing it to the ground. The tails then begin to flail around wildly, destroying more buildings, and Naruto does the hand signs, sealing the fox back into himself. As many of the villagers and shinobi then stood in shock. Naruto would pass out right after he does this, as the village was completely silent for a moment, realizing what had just happened. Naruto was their hero. Naruto wakes up a couple days later, looking around to see many flowers and gifts as well as cards. What is all of this? It's for saving your home, Naruto. Wait, so the seal worked? What seal? The seal I created when I was doing my own research on Jinchuriki. Anyway, I should go thank all the people who took the time out of their day to send me something. Do you have a record of all the people who have been here? Hiruzen nods, giving Naruto a list, and he creates 2 shadow clones before him, shocking Hiruzen. How is he so proficient in controlling his chakra at this age? And he just recovered from having a tail beast sealed inside of him. So how could he perform this? Naruto then stated that he trained on his own so that he could be a strong shinobi. Hiruzen then tells Naruto once he's done to stop by his office. Naruto then goes into town, as there was no longer anyone glaring at him. Many greeted him with smiles for his heroic act, and some apologized for the burden that he would now have. Naruto tells them that he will be fine, and he returns to his apartment to see that nothing was there. He wonders where all his stuff was, as this is when the landlord comes up to him. "Hey kid, come with me." Naruto is taken to a higher level and a new room where all his stuff now was. "This is my gift to you. I know it's not much, but enjoy it." Naruto thanks the man as he lays down in a much bigger bed, and he places his hand on his face, beginning to laugh to himself before pushing his hair back up out of the way. At night, he returns to the Hokage's office to see Hiruzen and Iruka there. "Naruto, you are a gifted child, so listen up. We've decided to move you to the rank of Genin. You won't be able to be placed on a squad until you turn 12, as we have lost many due to the attack." I'm sorry I wasn't able to act quicker." "No, Naruto. It wasn't your fault. You were attacked without warning." "Yeah, Naruto. Don't be so down on yourself. You did as much as you could, and we're thankful for it." Naruto then thanks them for their words, but he says he needs to keep training in order to control the tail beast so that this doesn't happen again. Naruto would leave the room, and time begins to go on fast. Since Naruto was a Genin, he would train even more with Danzo and his root members. It was now graduation day for the students at the academy, as they would now be placed on teams. Team 7 would be led by Kakashi Hatake. Members will be Naruto Uzumaki, Shikamaru Nara, and Ino Yamanaka. The rest of the teams are pretty much the same, but since many people died in the Uchiha Rebellion, their squads, well, they didn't have as many. Team 7 then waits on their sensei, and Naruto sits there quietly. Ino begins talking to him, and he responds with each answer being almost music to her ears. It was calculated and precise. Their sensei walks into the room and tells them to come to the rooftop where the three of them would go. Kakashi introduces himself and asks them to do the same. Once this was over, he tells them where to meet up the next day. When Team 7 would meet up, their sensei would arrive hours later. Kakashi then explains the bell test to them, and it begins. None would rush straight at him, as they were all communicating through Ino's jutsu. Oh, that's good. Each of you knows your limit. Naruto then takes a step towards Kakashi and pulls out his blade. He then flash steps, appearing behind his sensei. Kakashi would block with a kunai, jumping in the air. This way, he could dodge a shadow that was on the ground. He throws a kunai towards Shikamaru, as Naruto shoots out lightning towards Kakashi, but he blocks it with an earth wall. The flow of lightning from Naruto's fingers then shattered the rock wall, causing Kakashi to then use the substitution jutsu. As he sits there in a tree, he's then frozen. Gotcha. Kakashi turns, looking back at Shikamaru, but he shoots down fire that forces the Genin to jump back, releasing his jutsu. Naruto was then seen walking towards Kakashi, and his chakra flares up out of nowhere. Kakashi is forced to shield his face to withstand the strong winds and pressure. What is this? Naruto and Kakashi would make eye contact as Naruto, well, his words would ring throughout his mind. Fall into despair. Kakashi then notices that the area around him becomes black. More and more weight feels as if it's added to his body. This even causes him to fall on his knees. What is this genjutsu? No, I can't even call something that feels this real a genjutsu. I have to break out of it. As Naruto gets closer and closer to Kakashi, lightning bursted from his body, causing him to jump back. Seems as if I've underestimated you three. My apologies. I'll be taking this much more serious from now on. No need. Kakashi then looks forward to see Ino and Shikamaru with the bells. Just when did you? Well, we've had them since you were in a genjutsu. Did you think you broke out of it in seconds? It's been more than 10 minutes already. Kakashi then begins to chuckle, congratulating them. The team would go out to celebrate, passing their first test. During their meals, Kakashi would look towards Naruto's sword. What a strange katana. Its colors are very unique. A white and black and purple hilt with a shining blade. Kakashi tells his team that they will begin their actual missions tomorrow, so be ready. For the next week and a half, Team 7 continues to do their low D-ranked missions until they're called into the Hokage's office. Hiruzen explains that because of their shortage in shinobi, Team 7 will have to take on this B-ranked mission. Kakashi asks why the mission was at such a high rank, but Hiruzen states that they've done some digging and found out that rogue shinobi from the bingo book will stand in their way. Kakashi states that this is fine and requests for backup. Hiruzen sighs. We're at a shortage, Kakashi. You have to make do with what you and your team have. Kakashi was about to speak up with anger, but was stopped by Naruto, who stepped in front of the group. We'll handle it, Lord Third. Hiruzen smiles, telling the bridge builder then come out into the room. As soon as Naruto sees him, he knocks him out and creates clones that will carry him. Everyone asks what he was doing, but he states, "We can't have him slowing us down, so let's go." The group would then depart as their journey begins. Kakashi would state, "Since we already have so much info on the bandits that have taken over the Land of Waves, We need to be ready. The Leaf Shinobi continued, on edge, as when the Mist brothers would jump out, Naruto cuts them down easily. That's it? Pretty weak to me. Kakashi tells Naruto he did good, but not to get confident, as there's a long journey ahead. The group makes it to a boat, as this is when Tazuna would wake up. And once they get off the boat, they begin on feet again. This is when the executioner's blade comes flying towards them. Naruto dodges it. Zabuza then lands on the hilt of the blade looking down at Team 7, but they wasted no time, as all of them then rush towards the Demon of the Mist. Kakashi throws a punch that's blocked, but he's hit by the kick of Naruto. He grabs the leg of the boy, trying to break it, but is stopped by Shikamaru. He's then forced to his knees, and Naruto points his katana at the man's throat. Make your choice. What is it gonna be? Give us the info we need, or die here like a fool? You're bluffing, kid. I can see it in your eyes. You don't actually want to kill me. Naruto then slices his shoulder open, causing blood to shoot out into the sky. As Zabuza sat there, not giving information, ice then appeared in the area. Naruto and Kakashi react, shooting flames towards it, as this stops it in its tracks. But when they look back to Zabuza, he was gone. Naruto would look for his other two teammates, making sure that they have no injuries, but they're just fine. They then make it to the home of Tazuna, where they decide to rest for a day. As the next day, they continue their training, but Naruto doesn't participate. He already knows what Kakashi was teaching, so he decides to go off and do his own training instead. The next day, when Naruto wakes up, the home of Tazuna was being attacked by bandits. I should have known they'd come here. He defends those inside, killing the attackers with his blade, and then heads out. What a bright day. The sun shines down to show my true path of fate. Naruto begins walking and makes it to the bridge where Gato and its bandits were. They had Team 7 already surrounded. The men begin to rush in, but instantly, a large wave of chakra pushes them all back. Naruto swings his blade and cuts through multiple enemies, as Kakashi looks forward to see that he was in a three-tailed state. Naruto cuts through multiple bandits at once. What are you all waiting on? Let's finish this here and now. This is our only chance to liberate the Land of Waves, so let's take advantage of it. Shikamaru takes possession of multiple enemies, and Ino would cut them down with the kunai in her hand. Kakashi stands back to back with Naruto as they slice through their enemies. Naruto swings his blade down, but it's blocked by the blade of Zabuza. Gato then tells Zabuza to finish him off, as Haku would arrive as well, as the real battle would now begin. Naruto rushes back in at Zabuza as he would back away, and Kakashi does the same thing with Haku, who goes in the opposite direction. The blades held by Naruto and Zabuza go back and forth with one another until Naruto is caught off guard by a bandit. This allows Zabuza to cut him across his chest, as Naruto pushes back the bandit with the water-style jutsu that sends him off the bridge. More and more begin to pile on and attack Naruto, but his eyes remained on Zabuza. He obtained many injuries, then falling to one knee as his three-tailed cloak, his imperfected three-tailed cloak, would vanish. Zabuza points his blade towards him, saying that this was the end. You die here, brat. He swings the executioner's blade down, but it's caught by Naruto, who is covered in blood. The end, you say? Yes, I can agree with that. However, it's the end for you, not me. Naruto's eyes go into a deep purple with a flower-like pattern. Can you truly keep up with me now? Zabuza jumps back, but then feels a hand on his shoulder. He turns around to see no one, but Naruto is now right in front of him. Don't let those eyes tell you another lie. Zabuza's vision will be taken away by Naruto's blade. There. Isn't that better? Zabuza tries to fight, but he can't, The entire time he's being sliced and cut down by Naruto. Haku sees this and creates a wall of ice between himself and Kakashi. He would catch Naruto off guard, stabbing him in the chest with an ice spear. He then runs over to Zabuza, asking if he was okay, but Zabuza stabs his blade into his chest. As he falls to the ground, he says, "Zabuza, why?" But then, Haku looks down at the ground to see a dead Zabuza next to him. So, wait. He then turns back, seeing Naruto smirking, as he was the one that just stabbed him. He slowly walks away and helps Team 7 finish the job. The bridge was then finished in the following days, and Team 7 would make their departure back to the Leaf Village. When they returned, Kakashi reported their mission to Hiruzen. The Chunin exams wouldn't be held this year due to the Leaf's rebuilding, so Team 7 would continue to do their missions in order to gain experience as shinobi. A couple weeks would go by as snakes would bust through the village walls. Shinobi from the Sound, Sand, and Rain Village would attack the Leaf. Naruto jumps on top of a rooftop and looks down at Shikamaru. "I'm going to help the villagers evacuate to a safe location." Naruto speeds off but is confronted by multiple shinobi. This was the Sound 4, and they attack Naruto and leave him with deep wounds. Naruto sees villagers trying to make it out of the area, so he runs towards them. He barely stands up, protecting them, holding his blade, as he begins to tap into the power of the Nine Tails. As many of them see this, but Naruto is still slammed through buildings because the Sound 4 were all using the power of their curse marks. No matter how many times he's forced down, Naruto manages to get up and defend them. "I won't let you hurt them." Naruto would try to tap into more of his power, but this is when he sees someone else arrive to this battlefield. It was Gaara, and he strikes him down with his sand. Naruto falls to the ground, bleeding out, as when the battle was over, it began to rain upon the Leaf Village. Ino would walk around looking for her comrade, as she had already found Shikamaru and he was safe, and so was their sensei. Ino kept running around, as this is when she saw many people crowded around a body. She runs over there and gets through the crowd, finding Naruto on the ground. She asks what had happened, and the villagers say he protected them, but at the cost of his own life. She held onto his, lifeless body and cried into the rain. Shikamaru stared down with defeat in his eyes, as Kakashi was completely broken in this moment. His last connection to his sensei, Obito, and Rin was now gone. A funeral was held for all those who were lost, as the greatest losses of this day was the Kage, the third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi, and their savior, Naruto Uzumaki. Since Naruto wasn't a Kage, he couldn't have his face memorialized into the mountain, but once the leaf was rebuilt, they built a statue there for him in the town square of the village. A year would go by. As the leaf is still in their rebuilding stage from being attacked so many times, the last attack truly did them in, as now they had a new Kage, the fifth Hokage, Jiraiya, as no one else was there to do the job. Now, many of their resources were put into rebuilding many of their trade networks with other villages, and just rebuilding their village in general. On a stormy day, just like the one where the attack had happened, someone was seen standing in front of Naruto's statue. The statue depicted Naruto fighting against the Nine Tails. The figure is then approached by the Kage, who sits and grieves at the statue. Beautiful, isn't it? If only I had gotten to meet my godchild before his death. I think we would have been great friends. He gave his life for his home and is now known as a hero. just like his father. That was the final wish of his father after all. Jiraiya turns to the hooded figure, asking why they were here. The Yamanaka clan didn't alert him, but his chakra signature is in their database. Tell me something, Lord Hokage. What do you think of the world as it is now? Do you believe that all are equal and each person has an equal opportunity to become something great? Tell me. This world truly needs someone who will lead it into salvation. That sounds more like a dictator than a leader, don't you think? You can call it what you want, but either way, this world needs someone like me who will push it in the right direction. The figure pulls off their hood, and their yellow hair becomes wet. Jiraiya's eyes widen, seeing the spitting image of his student Minato stand before him. You can't possibly be Naruto. He died over a year ago. Believe what you want. Just know, from this moment on, means war against all those who stand against me, my ideals, and my aspirations. He watches the figure slick his medium-length hair back out of his way to see the face of Naruto matching the statue. Naruto smirks, looking down at Jiraiya, who would throw a punch. But this is when he sees that his fist landed against the statue. What the? How did I? Lord Fifth, I hereby declare war on the shinobi nations in power right now. Naruto then looks back, hearing footsteps, seeing Ino run straight at him. She then stops as tears begin to roll down her face. It can't be. I held your dead body. I watched them bury you. I grieved for you. Me and Shikamaru were there at your funeral. Ino would throw a punch towards Naruto, but is blocked by Shikamaru in a white outfit. Shikamaru, why? The world needs to be cleansed, whether that is in the light or in the shadows. Shikamaru lifts his hand as the shadows on the ground then wrap around Ino and the Hokage. What shall I do with them? Naruto turns around, throwing his hood on his back as he begins to walk away. Kill them both. Shikamaru's shadows then form a blade, and as he shoots them towards the two of them, they are defended by Kakashi and Might Guy. The two will then attack Shikamaru and blitz him easily. This is when they leave him in critical condition. Jiraiya would shout out asking what they were doing, as this is when they turn back to see Ino on the ground. No, that can't possibly be. Naruto looks at Jiraiya, smiling. It doesn't matter. We're far above the Kage now. We can leave him alive for a little bit longer. No human has the strength to compete against our allegiance. Kakashi jumps back in, trying to attack his students blindly, but his eyes then ripped out by a figure with a mask. Thank you for an eye. I'm glad it's back to its rightful user. What are you talking about, Naruto? What do you mean rightful user? The mask then slowly pulled off the face, revealing who it was. Tell me, Kakashi, what have you been doing all this time? Obito looks down at Kakashi, and Kakashi would question how he was still alive. Obito goes on to explain what happened, and he explains how now the world will be changed, and Rin will be brought back with the power that they gain. That's impossible, Obito. She's gone. I watched it happen. Weren't you listening, Kakashi? You've remained the same for all these years, clinging on to my old ideals. Look where that has gotten you and your students. Pathetic. Obito warps them away, and the Leaf Shinobi sit there stunned. Kakashi would pick up Ino, taking her to the hospital. while in another area, the three of them would walk into a room with many others. Naruto sits at the head of a table with Shikamaru standing next to him. Shikamaru, do a count to make sure that everyone's here. I want none to miss this announcement. Shikamaru looks at the closest seat next to Naruto and begins to call out names. Sasuke, Itachi, Fugaku, Obito, Shisui, Orochimaru, Pain, Kakazu, Deidara, Kisame, Zabuza, Haku, Gaara, Kimimaru, and Karin. Naruto looks around the table to see each of his captains in white. Good. Now that I know all of us are here, we can begin this meeting. War is now upon us. We cannot afford to lose either. Our ideals are on the line. Capture each tail beast and bring them back here. Destroy all those who get in your way. Don't bother returning if you cannot complete these tasks. Split up into teams of 2 and complete this. Orochimaru, is it done yet? It is almost done. This is something that takes time. Do not rush my brilliance. You dare raise your tone to me? Orochimaru looks up at Naruto and is then stabbed through his chest by his blade, but there's no mark. Orochimaru looks at his chest and lifts his head once again towards Naruto. Don't you think that head of yours is raised too high while in my presence? Orochimaru then falls to the ground, bowing, begging for forgiveness from Naruto. If you do not finish it by the time the tail beasts are captured, I will end your life and continue your plans on my own. Yes, Lord Naruto. I will try to finish before then. Naruto gets up and exits the room with Shikamaru following close behind. They head outside and sit on the edge of the mountain, overlooking the shinobi world. Lord Naruto, what will we do to those who are not under your divine order? They will perish like the rest. I will create a new world order that will change the way we live now. This world truly does need a strong leader to guide them. I have my own work that needs to be done, so let us go. Months begin to go on, and then villages begin to prepare for the worst, as this group could strike at any time. The first land to be struck is the land of lightning, where the Two Tails resides. Yugito was in a forest heading back to the village, as she had got word of the Akatsuki attacking villages in search for their Jinchuriki. This is when Kisame and Zabuza appeared. You're coming with us, Two Tails. As if both of you are going to draw your final breath here and now. The two rogue shinobi then rush in on both sides of Yugito and swing their blades. She catches each of them and throws them back. Kisame rushes in, shooting out a water shark. As it launches towards Yugito, she would create black and blue flames that block the attack. A heavy steam then covers the area where the battle was occurring. Zabuza catches Yugito off guard and places her in a water prison jutsu. Kisame would jump into the air with Samehada released, swinging it down. In this moment, her life would flash before her eyes, as she would now release the Two Tails. The blue and black creature snarls down while looking at the two shinobi before its paws. Kisame smirks. That's it? I thought the tail beast would be much scarier than that. Let's hurry and end this, Zabuza. Samehada is getting hungry. Samehada and Kisame then combine into their new form while Zabuza releases his demon shroud jutsu. An hour later, the Two Tails is seen laid up against a large stone with the executioner's blade through her torso. Obito warps to the area looking at the destruction around him. Both members were sitting down when he had arrived, and he smirks. Good work, you two. You may return or help the others if you choose to do so. Obito then takes a barely alive body to Pain, where the Two Tails would be extracted. Next was the Three Tails, as this task was given to Kakazu and Haku. They head towards the land of water and find the location of the Three Tails. The beast causes the surrounding water in the area to rise high and begin crashing down on the two Akatsuki members. Haku raises his arm, and right before the water crashes down fully, it's frozen. The ice around them is beautiful, almost eye-capturing, as it then shatters, and sparkles of ice then dance around them as the battle would continue. Kakazu would run forward, grabbing onto one of its legs as ice would then cover it as well. It prepares to shoot a Biju bomb down, but blades then strike the beast as we see Zabuza and Kisame stand from on top of rocks. You two look like you could use a hand. Haku would smirk seeing Zabuza, as the two would smile at each other before all of them would take down the Three Tails with ease. Next was the Four Tails, as this was taken down by Obito and Shikamaru, who didn't have any problems with it at all. After this was the Five Tails, and then the Six, which was captured by Deidara and Shisui. The Seven Tails was a little more difficult, but it was still captured by Itachi and Pain. Finally, it came to the Eight Tails, where we now see two brothers enter the Cloud Village. Sasuke and Itachi, both sporting the EMS, then arrived to see that many had already been evacuated from this area, but Killer Beast stood there with the Raikage. This legendary battle between brothers would begin. Sasuke, who was trained in combat since a young age by the best, would rush towards Killer Bee, who dodges his hit, but is hit by a shadow clone. He recovers, looking up, and blocks the blade of Sasuke with his sword. Killer Bee swings through multiple blades, but Sasuke's eyes are able to keep up with each one of them. As Killer Bee uses more and more, none of them could even touch Sasuke, as he was only there to distract Killer Bee until his brother was finished off. Once Killer Bee saw the black flames on his brother's arm, he would run to his aid. The Raikage calls him a fool, but Sasuke would smirk. "You really are a fool. You should have listened to him and stayed back." Amaterasu. Flame control. The black flames then extend into Killer Bee's torso, causing him to fall over and the Raikage to be killed. Finally, this can be over soon. The Uchiha brothers take Killer Bee to Pain, and now all that's left is the One Tails and the Nine Tails. Before it's over, a full moon would happen, and a flower is reflected upon it so that all can see. This was strange, but it's overlooked by many, because it soon vanished. The next day is when Gaara is killed for the One Tails, and Naruto finds Orochimaru. Where is it? Patience, as it is complete. He hands Naruto a small clear box. He eats the pill inside and begins to glow. As this was happening, the base of the Akatsuki would be attacked by the Shinobi Alliance. All the Kage who were still alive began leading their shinobi into battle. Jiraiya himself got by and snuck into the room that Naruto was in. "It ends here, Naruto." He raises a kunai while in Sage mode and rushes at him. He creates a Rasengan, but as he does, Naruto turns to him and he jumps back. Good instinct. What do you mean? What can you be talking about? I didn't even mean to jump back like that. You don't understand it, do you? Your body, it's telling you that what you're attempting is impossible. Even without knowing it, you're scared of me. Even if I am afraid of you, I've come to kill you. Naruto takes a step towards Jiraiya, who readies his guard. Sorry, but not even that pitiful form can help you sense me. Naruto's hand was on his shoulder as he looked him in the eyes. His dojutsu was active, and Jiraiya was petrified with fear. This is when the rest of the Kage would run into the room as they attack Naruto, but with his hands in his pockets, he dodged their attacks for hours. they would all step back, and Naruto turns to a chair in the room, walking to it and sitting down. Don't tell me that you all are already tired. It's only been 15 minutes. Inoki shouts out that that's impossible. They've been trying to get a hit on Naruto for hours now. You really are an old fool. If that was the case, there wouldn't be any fighting outside. But you still hear it, don't you? All of them then notice that they can't hear anything. Jiraiya then stabs his own hand trying to break this genjutsu. Naruto directs his gaze in that direction. What a foolish attempt. This genjutsu is much more potent than that from one of the Sharingan. You can't break it unless I allow you to. Since this is the end, I'll tell you how it works. It tricks all of your senses. Mei then begins to ask which ones in specific, but Naruto says all of them, of course. But I have something else I must go do. Naruto walks by them towards the exit and walks out. They will try to chase him, but as soon as they exit the room, they fall to the ground. Jiraiya looks up, reaching out his hand to try and stop Naruto, but he turns back around as he had a slick smile. The Kage of this world are laughable. I can't wait until I create new ones. What do you mean? Even if I told you, you would not understand, because you have such narrow views on how the world works as of now. I don't care how the world works now. I care about how it should work. Naruto then walks into the shadows, vanishing and appearing in a room with a statue that held all the tailed beasts. Black Zetsu sat there with pain, and the nine tails would be extracted from Naruto's body. He stood there, firm, not falling over anything. Both would wonder if he was alive. But then he began to laugh, glowing even brighter from the orb that was created by Orochimaru. The Ten Tails then emerges, causing destruction to the base in the Shinobi Alliance. Naruto looks forward and stares it down. You will obey me, you beast. Suddenly, the Ten Tails stops in its tracks, and Naruto stands in front of it. Pain and Obito would appear, standing with Naruto, as they would seal the Ten Tails into him. He emerges as the Ten Tails Jinchuriki and overlooks the world below him. This is it. A genjutsu is cast over the entire world using the moon. But it wasn't the infinite Tsukiyomi. It was Naruto's own, as this is the moment where he betrays the original plan that Obito had envisioned. Obito and Black Zetsu, seeing this, attack Naruto, but it was already too late. Each of them was impaled by a chakra rod and sent to the ground. Obito then slowly began to fade away due to the chakra rod's potency, as the Naruto would look down at them. I have no more use for the two of you. Naruto then turns to Black Zetsu with a smile. The will of a god. With you, I can complete my transformation. So let's see what you really know. Naruto places his hand on the chest of Black Zetsu, absorbing him, fully transforming into an Asatsuki. So, this is the power of a god. I've longed for this for so long, and now I have it. Naruto looks down. This world will now be changed. Many years later, Naruto is seen in a white castle, overlooking the land below, full of people. They were happy and lived in harmony, but he ruled over them with little mercy. There was nothing now that could truly interfere with the world that he had created. Thank you to all of you who made it to this part in the video. I really like this story, having Naruto manipulate those around him to gain what he wanted. I've done quite a few stories with Naruto as the anti-hero or villain, depending on your view. So, I think I'll go for something a little more heroic for the next one. Well, until then, this is Zero, and I'll catch you all later.